Virgo, I'm here to give you your 2024 New Year wild card read straight from the hip with lots of lip. I hope you had a wonderful holiday and that you are looking forward to the start of a brand new year, leaving 2023 behind and just taking the best parts of it forward with you. I am going to dive right into this. We're not going to waste any time. We're just going to get a clear view of the energies in play for you with this new year. We are looking at all significant placements of Virgo. So Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars, Saturn, Pluto, or a significant placement in that sixth house. You could also be a Pisces rising, which would make you a Virgo descendant, and you might find a lot of resonance with this read. Take what resonates with you, set aside the rest. It is a read for the collective, and this is a predictive read. So some of the stuff that comes in may not resonate yet, but it will in the future. So I suggest, you revisit these down the road and just see as maybe a checkpoint in middle of your new year to see how the predictions are panning out. All right, let's do it. What is coming? 2024. What is in store for Virgo spirit in 2024? We're going to get a baseline of your energy here. We have Four of Pentacles in reverse right now. The angel deck wanted to come forward for you, so I feel like you are on a wing in a prayer. Okay, there is this feeling of calling you. This might be because of some kind of rocking to your stability with the Four of Pentacles coming up in reverse. In some way, you don't feel like warded or protected or like you have the financial security that you need at this time to move forward with something. Let's see what it says on the angel card here. It says self-atonement cures mental illness, deliverance from persecution. So maybe this gives me the feeling with this being in reverse that, you might be unnecessarily hard on yourself about something. You might be beating yourself up over something that there's really nothing you could have done about it. This kind of to me feels like you've taken on some projections and you've sort of taken them as your own. And so you're feeling guilty about something that there's nothing you can do about it. All right. And this, this can really cause a lot of mental unrest. It can make you have a lot of unnecessary stress. And, you might feel like the world's against you, but it's sort of like you're being unnecessarily hard on yourself. That's what I got. This is like a need to deal with some kind of overly critical kind of inner dialogue that you got going on right now. Maybe you're kind of looking at where other people are, what they've created for themselves, their level of stability. You're feeling a bit like you're behind, and you're sort of like blaming yourself for this. Three of Swords. Yes, there's definitely something you're processing here. There's some kind of loss. There's some kind of heartache. There's some kind of grief. And this is also, again, it's looking at this piece of illness on this card. It says love and submission cures illness, influences paternal love, gives long life. So some of you are actually dealing with some kind of grief around a parent. For some of you, this may be that you lost a parent and you're in a process of just really reviewing the times you shared with this parent, feeling the love that you had with them. You're letting go to the love. Maybe there was a lot that was unresolved with this parent. You could be at odds with a parent, fighting with a parent, or a parent may be ill. This is like coming forward front and center as just the energy that's just sort of closing you out. You may feel like this parent has some kind of like something not right mentally. Like maybe you feel that they're unable to see your point of view, or that they're very set in their ways. There's this piece here of just feeling this sense of loss and trying to think of the higher ideals of love, even as you're wading through some painful emotions. For some of you, this is because you have recently lost a parent, they passed on. and you maybe didn't have the best relationship with this parent, but at the same time, you're really allowing yourself to sink more into the love that you shared and the positive experiences and the positive memories, because it's a very complicated process. I got just closing up this cycle, okay? In some way, there's some kind of loss, some kind of grief around a parental figure, and this is something that's really hurt your heart. For some of you, it's just that you feel like your family doesn't understand how you feel. They don't understand your choices. You feel like you're not really seen or heard by your parents. I'm picking up specifically, and this has caused a lot of pain. But there's also this piece here about aligning with some kind of truth, and that's the truth within yourself, and understanding that you kind of don't need to hold yourself to this standard anymore of trying to please people who maybe will never get you, who are maybe committed to misunderstanding you. I do feel like this piece that's coming in here is about aligning with the truth that it might be time to sort of let go of some old grudge energy and forgive, you know, and forgiveness sometimes just looks like letting go, all right? Just looks like letting go. You know, maybe you're tired of the fight. You're tired of fighting. For some of you, this is around a romantic relationship. You're tired of fighting. You know, you don't want to fight anymore. Even if there's been challenges, even if there's been issues, or maybe there's been an unhealthy pattern in a relationship. Maybe there's been some kind of like codependent dynamic in a relationship, or maybe you've been dealing with a partner that has some level of mental illness. This has been a real struggle. It's been a real strain on the relationship. And so for some of you, this is about, you know, wanting to take kind of the higher road. I got like you're tired of the fight. You want to just give yourself over to the love and submit to that energy instead of holding on to everything that is broken in the connection. There's something you're mending here. It feels like you're mending something on the heart level. This is just the baseline energy for how you're entering 2024. And finally, we have Knight of Pentacles. Light of understanding acquires knowledge and cures illness. There's a lot here about curing illness, and particularly on a mental level. And I feel like this has a lot to do with the way you think about experiences you've been through, maybe old trauma loops that you keep promising. Oh, well, maybe you are promising them to be continuing to play out in the future if you're focusing on them so much. That is so strange for that to come out, you know. Maybe you've even heard something from some people, some well-meaning people around you, that they're sort of saying, like, if you go down this road, that you're going to continue to just experience the same thing again and again. Maybe you feel like they're trying to project some kind of doom and gloom upon you. Okay, interesting. There's something here, though, that needs to change with the mindset, the focus, the way you're looking at things, your past experiences, the way you continue to fixate on them. And there's a need to really bring the energy back to yourself and choose how you want to invest in yourself moving forward. And I got this, and understanding that you're not in any race. It's not about, you know, getting ahead of anybody or anything like that. This is all about you and taking your time and laying down a proper foundation for your future. And also maybe giving yourself a little bit more patience. You know, it takes time to heal from certain things. So I feel like you're going to start really working towards this. There might be certain relationships that you really want to heal where you feel things have gone awry. And I feel like you're going to move towards that. That's sort of where you're trying to shine a light right now. You're trying to understand other people's positions in the situation so you can bring about a better outcome. All right, let's dive into it. Let's see. What is coming in for Virgo in 2024? What's in store for Virgo in 2024? What's in store for Virgo in 2024? Spirit, let's just dive right into it. Let's see how it opens up. 10 of Pentacles is how it opens up. That sounds pretty darn good. I think you've learned a lot from what you've been through with that pearl of wisdom there that you're standing upon. You know your truth. You're going to let it point the way forward. You do have a new beginning in mind. I see something really opening up for you in the spring season coming in here. 10 of Pentacles. Okay, this looks really good. If there's been financial worries, you can kind of, just mind what you need to do to set down the proper foundation in place. I think part of the problem may be you're too fixated on the outcome as opposed to just like laying down one brick at a time and staying focused on where you are presently. Also, with the way you talk to yourself about where you're at presently. And I feel like this is everything that has to do with the material. So it's not just like your finances, it's not just your home, but it's also like your health, maybe your physical appearance, all of these things. You might be kind of like overly fixated on the goal instead of just being really rooted in the process and staying committed to the process and understanding that each part of the process and getting there is revealing something to you about yourself that you'll be happy to have really spent the time focusing on the journey aspect of it, because it's sort of like your destiny is assured. I get this. This is big, like activation of your North Node energy. This will take root. I also feel like home and family is really important to many of you. And maybe you're really feeling that lack of togetherness. You want that sense of togetherness. You want that sense of stability. I do see you building with somebody else in 2024, and it looks really good. Inner and outer work helps one keep their job, protects against disasters. Yes, so this is about, it's not just about what is on the outside, it's also about what you're cultivating within you. So this is really about doing the housework I got, paying attention to cleaning up the thoughts when you notice you blocking energy there, okay? So when you find yourself going back over old ground and thinking about a disappointment and kind of beating your about it, or thinking about that time you felt embarrassed and you're like letting that kind of run the script inside your head, it's time for you to kind of like speak back to the thought, don't just allow it to run the tape, interrupt it and say, that was then, this is now, what's going on right now? Let's just bring the energy back here. Sometimes that's enough to snap you out of it, but it just does look like a lot of growth here. 10 of Pentacles, this is good. So financial security, if you've been dealing with any kind of financial challenges or setbacks, or if you've been working toward building a business for yourself, or trying to get something locked in with the home base, maybe you've been a little bit uprooted. You felt like you haven't really had a home that felt stable for a while. Look for that stability to be coming in. That's a great way to start out 2024. For those of you who did have an experience where you lost a parent, maybe you are receiving some kind of inheritance, and this allows you to kind of push the reset on your life. It's unfortunate that it comes about on the back end of a great loss like that. But at the same time, it's like it's a gift that's been left behind for you, and it's giving you an opportunity to get a whole new start in life. So this piece coming in, I just had to bring that in because of what came in about potentially having lost a parent. Okay, so let's just see what is coming in here in 2024. Woo! Okay, interesting. We got some crossroads energy going on here, and it's 50-50. This is really wild the way this came out. Now, I have to say, half and half. This is where your mind is right now, okay? Half and half, this is how they flew out, okay? Both piles are in crossing positions. This pile is in the reverse, at least the top card is. I don't know about the bottom card. And this pile looks like in the upright, okay? So let's check this out here and see what's going on. So I'm going to look at the one that's in reverse first, okay? This could have something to do with child. Page of Cups is in reverse, okay? You might have a child that's going through some difficulty right now, that's needing a little comfort. I don't know why I got this, but you might be dealing with a child who's like dealing with like some kind of bullying, or They're having a problem with the other kids in the neighborhood. Maybe there's something a little bit different about them. Maybe they look at things differently. They think about things differently. There's something going on here where maybe you're not seeing this right now for this to be in reverse. Like maybe it's kind of gone unacknowledged that a child is needing a little bit more support from you. If this is not your child, this could be somebody young around you that maybe looks up to you in a mentorship role. This could be a water sign energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. This person is really feeling like they need your comfort right now. They also might feel like they have a lot of people against them, and they might feel sort of like outnumbered, or they don't know how to handle this situation. And this person wants to reach out and talk to you. They want to open up about this. They don't know how to open up about this. Okay. This could also be somebody that maybe isn't a child, okay, but is just in this position. Maybe it's activating a lot of their sensitive stuff, and they're feeling a little bit like a child. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're going through something really intense, sometimes it can take us back to that very young part of ourselves. So I feel like this is somebody who's going through something pretty heavy, and they feel like they don't have any comfort, and they really just need to talk. They feel like they need some kind of consolation from you. And maybe like you can stand up for them or help to protect them in a situation. I got this, okay? This could also be you feeling this way. You could feel like you're kind of on your own. Your young self could feel activated, and that you feel like you don't have anything around you that's kind of giving you that consolation, all right? Or that comfort. You might feel like you have a lot of people against you. This has something to do with something that's holding you up at the crossroads. Let me see what this is about. Okay, it's about this upright. Okay, it's about the way you want to move forward with the Three of Wands. Okay, so for some of you, this is really speaking of needing to move forward with things in a different way as far as a child is concerned, because a child may be more activated in your situation than you realize. Okay, for those of you who are parents, and you really need to look at this. You have a child who's very sensitive to energy. I got this. They're super sensitive to energy. They're different. They're different. I got this. There's something about them that's different. And this can be a source of like bullying or being picked on. Okay. This is also a piece where maybe this child has certain sensitivities. They have certain gifts, certain awarenesses. And so they might be picking up a lot more in the atmosphere than you're aware of, right? If you've been dealing with something stressful, your child may really be picking up on it. If it's not your child, it could be somebody young around you who's really struggling with something, or like I said, somebody that's just in that young place inside. Maybe this person is a very sensitive person. Maybe they are kind of a little bit different from other people. They look at things differently. And you are really recognizing that you need to find a new way forward in this situation. This could be that, you know, somebody around you is being activated because of how you're choosing to move forward, okay? And it says construction of the universe helps with great works, protection from adversaries. So there's a lot about this kind of like oppositional energy. Now, with the Page of Cups in reverse, this could be that somebody receives some kind of news about something moving forward for you, all right? And they're kind of acting out like a child, right? There's some childish aspect involved here, that there's a lot of adversarial energy coming up too. So I feel like almost like somebody's throwing a temper tantrum about the way that you're wanting to move forward, okay? And so you may be kind of like held up initially in 2024, figuring out, okay, how do I move forward with this in light of this person and how it's affecting them, my choices. There's some reason why this is like, it creates an issue, it creates a problem. Now, naturally, if it's your child, that makes sense, okay? But if this is a young person around you or somebody who's acting out in a very young way, this is problematic. Upsetting someone about an opportunity or some kind of blessing, some kind of new energy coming in for you. It's a way, it's a new way forward for you. It's something that you're really wanting to bring into your life. You're wanting to step forward in this way. And I think that, again, I got this kind of like on a wing and a prayer. Like, do you recognize how you're kind of like giving yourself over? Look at the way the angels are surrounding this person here, and they got the eyes covered. Like, I think you're working on blind faith in this situation. You may have been worried about somebody around you and not understanding why they're acting out the way they are, whether it's, you know, your child or somebody acting childish, and you're trying to figure out what is causing this person to act out like this. Okay. But I think you got a lot of help on your side, and there is something coming in here. Let's see what's coming in. Let's figure this out. Okay, you have the Two of Swords. All right, I'll just show you all the cards. The Two of Swords to the King of Pentacles. Okay, this is your energy, very strong in your energy. Seven of Pentacles. Okay, something you're wanting to invest in. To the Seven of Cups. All right, you may be a little bit frustrated with something you're wanting to invest in because you feel like time is running out on this. I also feel like Spirit's kind of giving you a nudge here and is saying, hey, time's ticking, you know, you really got to make up your mind, and you got to set yourself to a course, because you got to get this moving. You can't stay in this place of illusion with the Seven of Cups. You also can't kind of have your rose-colored glasses on. It's important that you really look at the ramifications of the direction you want to head in and all the variables. I do feel like you've really spent some time, though, thinking about this. Do I want to invest in this direction? And you feel pretty damn solid in it. With the Seven of Pentacles here, I'm seeing this almost as your energy, that hermit energy. Again, I feel like this is about you going your own way, all right? You know there's going to be disruption, and you know that not everybody is going to be happy about you going in this direction, but I feel there's something really deep. It's like on a soul level that's guiding you forward in this way. And it says discernment, general prosperity, the deliverance of prisoners. So where you felt stuck or trapped, you know, something about that time, though it may have felt negative to you, it'll blockage. You're using this guidance that came in for you to shine the light forward on your path. And it's your deliverance. It frees you from something that had you feeling very trapped. I think just trapped in the confusion, like, should I do this? Should I not? It's almost like part of the process involves just really committing to a direction. Like, commit to it. And that doesn't mean that when you go through difficult times within that commitment, a lot of blockage energy coming up around this. So I do feel like there's opposition to this. There's some direction you want to commit to, and there's others who are not in agreement with it. They may be actually trying to put obstacles in your way. Yeah, I would say that, okay? In that case, I think that you're dealing with a water sign energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, who's acting out in a very childish way. I got this like mine kind of energy, okay? So I just want to call that out, all right? But there's something you need to be aware of here. Where you have set your sights, you're in the right here, okay? You should shine a light on this. And maybe it's this person's worried that's trying to block this because they know that you're going to reveal something, you're going to shine a light on something for someone, and they maybe don't want this exposed, okay? So there's something here, you need to listen to this, okay? You've been in confusion about this long enough. You know the way forward. Trust yourself with this. It's going to deliver you. I also feel it's going to help other people get free in this situation too that also feel stuck. There's something about an illumination of truth and just really investing and committing to this direction that puts you in a very advantageous position. Look at this, King of Pentacles energy here. This is your energy. This is you taking action in alignment with what you know is true for you. And it puts you in a very strong position. And it says causes harmony and peace and calms anger in anyone. obedience. You should obey this call. You should listen to how you are feeling compelled to move forward. Maybe for too long you paid attention to what everybody else thought you should do. Maybe your family has always had big sway over your choices. We've had so many family elements come in, but there's something here that you do need to be mindful of, and that is what you know is true within your own soul. All right. And there's something about you following this that puts you in a really strong position. And what you've been waiting for, what you feel has been held back from you, that new beginning you're wanting, it's finally, it can come in. The only one who's been blocking it has been you. And maybe that's a bit of that, like, sort of like the way you've worked yourself up into this like ball of confusion by thinking about something too long instead of just investing in it and taking action on it. And I see once you make this choice and you come out of that place of the Two of Swords, you know, where your energy's blocked off and you're kind of pulled into yourself and you're trying to like figure out the right way forward, you break the cycle and you break the circle of this like repeat loop of like, it feels like something just very traumatic almost. It's like you're breaking free of something that's held you back for such a long time. And you're going to feel so much freedom and more lightness of being once you do this. Okay. So it's clearly time for you to make a decision, because everything that you're wanting to call into your life, it's there for the taking. The only thing that is kind of holding up the show is that time's ticking, because you're still all up in here and you're thinking about what if, and all this, that, and the other. You just need to take action on this. This breaks the circle and it lifts opposing barriers and it brings you victory. Okay, so you should really just take that action. Stop holding yourself back. And, you know, who cares about who's getting in the way? It shows that you have the strength to overcome this. All right. You know, this is king energy. You know, you're stepping into, whether you're masculine or feminine, you're stepping into that king energy. You're taking charge of your life, all right? And you're taking your life back in some cases from, you know, people that you've let have power over you for way too long, okay? That's what I got. And the prosperity looks really good. The stability looks really good. The only cautionary piece I want to bring in here is that it does look like if you're a parent, you need to be mindful of how a child's being affected in this situation, okay? And maybe that child needs a little bit more care, a little more time, a little more attention, okay? Because they're really picking up the energy in the environment. I'm picking up that this child is very sentient. You know, they may have some gifts just at the forefront naturally. They are very intuitive and very sensitive. So be mindful. This child needs a little more attention. And for those of you that have a young person around you that you're close with, that maybe views you as a mentor, be mindful. This person is maybe needing you to just kind of like reach out and make a connection with them. Maybe it's hard for them to reach out for help. This person's needing a little support. And again, there's the piece of there could be a water sign involved in your situation that knows you're about to expose some stuff, that you're about to head in a direction that feels right to you. And they're kind of, I get like temper tantrum energy with that. Somebody who's not on board with your choices. All right. So let's see. Talk about what's coming in for Virgo on the other side of, you know, just biting the bullet and actually, you know, taking a leap toward where they know they need to go. It looks like something's coming in for you. So what's coming in for Virgo in 2024? Woo. What's coming in for Virgo in 2024? I went to say it's getting out of hand. So maybe something is getting out of hand and it's time to really act decisively. That could be what the holdup has been. You know, it's like it's waiting on you to just do what you know needs to be done. Okay. All right. Yep. Bam. That's what it is. Make the investment. Okay. Whatever it is you're wanting to head towards, head toward it. All right. We've got the Ace of Pentacles flew out here. Again, confirmation on what I was saying about spring. You got a new beginning coming in the spring. It is protected. Okay. It is protected. There may be people around you that are envious of this new beginning that you're going to have. I'm not going to lie. You're going to have some people who oppose this. They won't make things easy for you. but it is protected, it's secured for you, and you're getting this new beginning. Divine blessings drives away evil spirits. Okay. It also says rules agricultural production. So I feel like a lot is going to be growing in your life, and it kicks off in the spring with that infusion of new energy that comes in. Whatever you invest in, okay, will grow. It will grow. It will flourish. And some of you are getting into growing, you know, you're heading in a new direction. You've considered this for a while. You've looked into all the legalities around it. You decided, all right, I want to get into this. You know, some of you are getting into the cannabis industry, and maybe that's why you had some kind of pushback with some family members, you know, they had some issues with that, but you've really done your research. And those of you that that speaks to, this will be very successful for you. Also, for some of you, not all of you, you may have had some people even intentionally directing some negative energy your way, some thwarting energy your way. Again, I feel it's very much that kind of Malocchio energy. It's the evil eye energy. It has everything to do with coveting what is coming in for you. And there's a jealousy there, but you don't need to worry about this. Like I said, you are fully covered and you're protected. This new beginning is protected for you. Nothing's going to hold it back. Nine of Cups. There we go. Confirmation. You will have personal fulfillment in this situation. This is your wish coming in. Look for it to come in the spring. And it might involve some kind of healing. All right. Maybe you're looking to heal a relationship. You're hoping to get to the other side. Again, for some of you, this is healing a family situation, healing a relationship with a parent. For others of you, this is healing a relationship with somebody you love very deeply. And maybe there's just been a lot of distance between you, but I feel like you're going to get on the same page. It also says preserves health and cures diseases. So if you've been dealing with any kind of health challenges, I feel like you're going to start some kind of new regimen. You might be a little bit in that kind of like New Year sort of energy. You're planning on really focusing on your health in the new year. Maybe you've had several attempts at this, and it never really resolved the issue that you were trying to tackle. For some of you, you're really wanting to get in the best shape of your life. You're just wanting that confidence. It has nothing to do with pleasing anybody else. It's just really about your personal gratification. This might be sort of like a vanity goal that you have. I feel like you're gonna hit the mark, okay? You're gonna be looking really good. You're gonna be looking really good. And I think along the way, you might be dealing with some kind of health challenge. Again, it might have something to do with the brain. It might have something to do with like some kind of cognitive challenge, or you might be noticing you're having like some memory lapses, or you could deal with something like seasonal affective disorder. There might be something that you're making the connection with. It's like you go after something for a vanity goal. That's what I got. Like you want the body to look real good, or, you know, something along these lines. You know, you start out going for a vanity goal, and along the way, as you go toward this goal, you start to implement different things, and you stumble across something that resolves a long-standing issue for you, a long-standing health issue for you. For some of you, this is like something cognitive. It clears up something that this could be like some kind of supplement that you include in your plan that changes things up for you on more than just the vanity level. And it comes as a surprise. It feels sort of like a stroke of luck kind of thing, like, whoa, I stumbled upon the answer, you know, to this issue when I wasn't even looking for it. As some of you may find that your depression is really just about not getting enough exercise, you know, not getting enough time outdoors. Maybe you start taking your exercise more outdoors, so you're in the fresh air and the sunshine, and you're like, wow, I'm not really depressed, or wow, I'm not really anxious. It's just I haven't had, you know, that outlet, what I needed to kind of like blow off that energy, give myself a space to kind of process this stuff that I'm working through, instead of just letting it kind of spin out in my brain. Moving my body helps me move it out of my system. Okay. Either way, I see personal fulfillment looks really good. Finances are looking really good. Health is improving. A lot of you have been dealing with a health challenge. Some of you may have been dealing with health challenges with your eyes. This may be cognitively related, okay? You might discover this. Again, like I said, it's like you're going for a vanity goal and something solves the issue, a longstanding health issue along the way. I feel like it's something that's more alternative. It's something more holistic. This is not arrived at through traditional route, like not a traditional medical route, okay? And then what do we got here? Death, endings, and rebirth influences health and longevity. So again, this piece, those of you who lost somebody close to you, somebody passed, this may be sort of bringing front and center for you your own mortality. You might be thinking a lot more about your own health. You may be thinking a lot about the genetics. Maybe you're seeing somebody in your family is struggling with some kind of health issue, and you recognize that there's a genetic predisposition to this. So I feel like your health is really important, and you're looking at maybe ways that your loved one, if your loved one is ailing or has some kind of health challenge, or if you had a loved one who recently passed, you may be looking at the genetic piece of this. You may be considering what you need to do to prevent yourself from kind of going down the same road. I do feel like there's this piece, there's a very big family piece front and center here, the need to be mindful of this. And I think it relates to your health as well, okay? And some of you may also find that, you know, in closing a cycle on something, what's been an unhealthy cycle, and this can even be an unhealthy way of relating, or just that place of being stuck on focusing on the past, how unhealthy that is and how much that holds you back. Once you free yourself from this, it's like it infuses everything with fresh energy. And I do feel like you're going to start on some kind of health track that starts out as a vanity goal, but is also kind of sparked by somebody in, I feel like it's somebody close to you is dealing with some kind of health challenge, and it's making you reflect on your own health and what you need to do to kind of safeguard yourself from having that same kind of experience. All right. All right, so we got rebirth energy coming in. I also feel like you're closing some very significant emotional cycles. You know, certain relationships have come to an end, and you're just in the waiting room. Okay, that's what I got. You're in the waiting room. There's a little time here to gestate your experiences as you open up into 2024. Your new beginning really pops off in the spring, and it may come in the form of like some offer coming your way, and it's one of those things that you know you got to invest in this because it's going to give you a lot of personal fulfillment. And you know, it may mean that some things have to come to a close in order for you to head in this direction, but you won't regret it. Okay, it will grow, it will flourish. Just don't spend a whole lot of time thinking about it, because I feel like this is sort of like your downfall. You get stuck in your head, you go back and forth over things, and there is that piece there where the angels are like, time's ticking, you know, so you gotta make up your mind so you don't get left behind. Okay, that's what I got. All right, let's do a cut of the deck here, and then we're gonna pull out a different deck, get a fresh infusion of energy. The Lovers. Yes, you do have an important choice to make here, and for some of you, it is matters of the heart. You might have to choose between two, okay? You do feel very divided here, you know, in this respect. For some of you, that's because there are children in the picture, and this complicates things, okay? And that could be on your side or the other side, all right? And so there's something here that's going to take a little time to iron out. But I think that you're going to make the right choice, and, you know, you're going to come together with that person that you're meant to come together with, all right? That Ace of Pentacles here, it does show a sense of commitment, all right? So whatever direction you're heading in that you want to invest in romantically, it will come to fruition. There will be growth here. It says joy and pleasure brings happiness to couples and removes negative energy. So there is this piece here that there's been some kind of interfering energy, maybe jealous energy around this thing coming together. There's been holdups. There's been indecision. There's been an important choice to make. This may have involved children, okay? There's been some complications here. But if you just trust your heart, you align with this, whatever negative energy is surrounded this connection, this union, this energy will dissipate, okay? And it looks like it coming together, and it looks really good. A sense of recommitment. What's on the other side of this? Queen of Wands. Okay. Divine power. Guards against mental troubles. Again, look at this. So much is coming up around, you know, what's going on in that head of yours? What are you telling yourself about your situation? You know, there's something about you really needing to flip the script in the way you look at things, and also in what you focus on. It's like almost like you're giving too much time and energy to reasons why you shouldn't listen to what your heart's telling you to do. All right. It's like you're putting too much power in other people's hands. And with the Queen of Wands, this is a very independent energy, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This situation could involve somebody who has a strong placement, strong fire sign placement, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But this is about you having the courage to bring your fire forward, not hiding it, not dimming your light anymore, stepping into that, bringing your fire forward, being bold, you know, allowing yourself to kind of like show what you're working with, okay? Because Queen of Wands is a very independent energy. It's a very sensual energy. I think you're really wanting to step into your sensuality more. Maybe it's been undercover for a bit, maybe because you just haven't been in the mood. You've been dealing with so much rough stuff, you know, and just integrating a lot of heavy emotional experiences. You may have also had a partner who didn't really value that side in you. And so you're wanting to kind of like recover your self-esteem, and you're wanting to like put yourself back out there, okay? I think it's going to be really good for you in that case. Those of you who are leaving behind a connection where maybe there just wasn't the chemistry, or that aspect of the relationship had gone south for a long time, I think, you know, it's going to be heading north pretty soon. You know what I mean? You're not going to be in this position much longer. There's a lot that's building up inside of you. I feel like you're really like starting to step into your power. You're starting to feel like what you're working with in 2024. And I think it really is a time when you want this very much. You just want to feel, you know, you want to feel your fire again. And I do see this really coming forward for you, okay? Looks good. And you could also be dealing with an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius that maybe helps you light that fire, okay? Somebody with a strong placement, or somebody who's just very fire forward, okay? Let's see. What do I want to get for you? What do I want to get for you? Let's go ahead and let's get a super awesome future card. See what's coming in here. Yeah, look at this. I think it's been monotony for a while. You've been going through the motions, same old, day in, day out. You know, you're kind of over it. You can do it with your eyes closed at this point. Like, it's felt like nothing exciting, nothing, you know, to kind of lift your spirits has come in a bit. But look, something unexpectedly arriving here that, you know, puts a new slant on things. This little stroke of luck coming in from spirit may even come in the form of an actual gift, something you weren't you know even anticipating receiving. Puts a oh, blocking energy. I just want to say you may feel like there's no chance for happiness at this point, and they're blocking energy. So maybe that's a clue. Maybe it's because you feel there's no chance for happiness. That is like the mental block that you need to move out of your way, okay? Maybe you need to start thinking about things differently. What if you started thinking about the possibility of being surprised, you know? What if the happiest times are up ahead of you, okay? If you start to kind of like enter the new year with this mindset, like the worst is behind me and, you know, it's only up from here, it might really shift the way that you step into the new year. And also you might be able to speed things up a little bit. But I do feel like you got some kind of happiness coming into your life. I feel, again, it's coming in by spring. So I think the next 7 weeks are going to be really important for you. And I think you'll feel the energy lightening and brightening as you move further and further into the new year. And by springtime, you're well on your way. Okay. Yeah, you may have been expecting a tower here, but I feel like you're avoiding this. Okay. There's no tower coming for you. You turn things around just at the nick of time. That's what I get. It's because you finally make up your mind. If you stay put, then yeah, you will get a tower. But I feel like just in the nick of time, you make the change you need to make, and it brings you into alignment. You avoid this tower. Okay, what else is coming in for Virgo in 2024? What else is in store for Virgo in 2024? Got a couple cards here. Ooh, yes. Ooh, yes. Oh, see, I love this. This is how you avoid the pitfalls, okay? Again, the snake energy here is very much similar to like the lover's energy, only there's like an extra cautionary tale here. You are definitely tempted, you know, by something that you know to move in this direction isn't quite right, or there's a little something kind of sus about it. But what you may not understand is you got a lot of outside energies, and this could even be within your own social circle, that are just kind of like laying in wait. I got that. Like they're waiting for you to make a move before they close in and try to cause some disruption. So there's something you do need to be aware of here. You know, you need to be mindful of how you move. Don't be tempted to just like ghost a situation, or, you know, just try to get away with something by being sneaky with this rats card in reverse. All right. I think that by you just really calling forward what you've learned from being in situations like this in the past, the more that you can just be upfront, direct, put it all out there, not get into these games, you totally just like blow the cover of these people who are trying to kind of like run things in the dark, you know? It's like there's some manipulation around you. You do have some people who don't have your best interest at heart, and they're kind of trying to control things behind the scenes. But by you being in alignment with your truth and making the right choice, you can protect what should be preserved, right? Because there is some connection that you're coming into harmony with. There's some kind of healing happening here. There's some kind of reunion energy. There's some kind of trusting where your soul's guiding you, and it pays off, you know. It looks like you really built some stability for yourself, right? In some cases, this is really having a healing that affects the whole family, and it's a very positive thing. But, you know, you kind of have to give the slip to these lower vibrational people that are around you, that are, you know, they're too bent on doing shady stuff. And if you were involved in this in any way in the past, it's like time to free yourself from this, time to not associate with people who kind of move in the incorrect way. Maybe you even had some people kind of encouraging you to do stuff that you know isn't in alignment with what's true for you or what's right, okay? Stay true to your path, and also be mindful of what people's intentions could be who are trying to sway you to make a particular choice in a direction. How do they stand to benefit from it? This piece is important to pay heed to. I think as long as you're mindful of this and you don't repeat past mistakes, you get out of your head, you start, you know, reclaiming your own confidence in your own decisions and what you know is right and true for you, and you break away from this, like this karmic cycle that's, you know, it's totally attached to a certain group of people. That's what I got. You got a certain group of people that you've been too invested in. These people are holding you back. And it's like once you cut this tie, then you start to, you know, move into this expansion that you're desiring. And it looks like it brings you into alignment with someone, and you feel a lot of personal fulfillment. It also secures, you know, your blessings, your home, finances look really good, but it's pivotal that you don't go about this in a covert way. Like, you need to stand in truth. You need to move forward in truth. You need to not be tempted to take the sneaky way out. If you do that, it will sabotage you, okay? So move correct and move in a way you can be proud of, okay? Cutting deck energy. cat lady, okay? So a lot of you are choosing to break away from the secretive energy, all right? Again, like I was saying, cats are often a medicine of secrecy. It can be cattiness. So you may have some people in your circle who are a bit catty, and they may kind of like be hovering around you because they want some information. I think you need to just stay cool as a cucumber, okay? Keep to yourself what you know needs to be kept to yourself, where you have a suspicion that people might be just like kind of prying for information. You may have even had some people coming around you recently that have been MIA for a while. You may suspect that this is why they're coming around you. They're trying to suss something out, okay? Just keep it to yourself. All right. They don't need to know where you're heading. I think you are moving independently, where maybe you used to involve other people more in your stuff. You're choosing to move independently because you know you got some happiness that's coming in here for you, and it will fully manifest in the summertime. I got that. This is a very powerful change in your life. This is you finally breaking through into the sun. I feel like you've been through a kind of like a long, dark tunnel, and you're finally getting to the other side. And it brings you into a position of power. It also gives you some kind of visibility. You're recognized for your work. You're recognized for what you bring to the table. And this is the happiness you've been looking for. For some of you, it does involve a move. There's something you're radically changing in this situation, but I feel like by summertime, by August, okay, by the time your birthday season starts this next year, you're really going to see that happiness manifest. Let's kind of get you an overarching theme card. I'm going to get you the Halloween Oracle. I don't know why. I mean, I've been doing Sacred Rebels for everyone else, but this is what wants to come through for you. So maybe Halloween will be, you know, really popping off this year for you. Maybe there's something really special that happens in the fall season. You have something to really celebrate. Well, I just got some of you are going to get married. Some of you are going to get married on Halloween. Isn't that something you've always wanted to do? Interesting, okay? It does show that you're coming into alignment with somebody you're meant to be with, okay? You might have something to really celebrate Halloween for me to feel called to this deck. So what is the overarching theme for Virgo in 2024, Spirit? What is the overarching theme for Virgo in 2024, Spirit? What is the overarching theme for Virgo in 2024, Spirit? Bottom of the deck, energy, the lamp, remembrance in reverse. Okay, so see, this is the thing. It's like you got to stop brooding over the past. At some point, you just got to let that shit go and move on. If you really want to have the light come into your life, you need to stop shining it back on, you know, ancient history. You need to turn that energy around and focus it on shining a light up ahead, and take from the past what you learned so you don't repeat the same mistakes, right? And keep courting the same experiences. But you have nothing but, you know, positivity here. But I feel it's like it's what you're mentally focusing on that's keeping you in a negative mind space. And that's having a huge effect on what you're manifesting in your life. So I feel like the biggest change that you can make in 2024 really involves changing your mindset. You might want to do a little work on that. You might want to make yourself a vision board to enter into the new year. Something that you can just see in your environment that reminds you to kind of focus on the right things. So, or maybe you need to have like a piece of jewelry, like something that you wear around your wrist or something. It can be just like a simple, like even a string that you tie, you know, that maybe you set a certain intention in. And you keep that on your wrist until you can use a red string. It's good. It's protection. Okay, it protects against that kind of, that sort of like evil eye energy. So maybe get some kind of like red string, put your intention into it, you know, tie a knot in it and let it just stay on your wrist until it falls off, right? That coming in, but you need something to remind you, you know. And there was the blocking energy. You see what I'm saying? This is a really important piece for you, Virgo. You need to pay mind to this, okay? Something does not want you to forget about the past. It's like, I think was and begin again. Okay, so yes, this is some shadow stuff, all right? What was I saying? This is some shadow stuff that's lingering behind you. All right, it's time to wrap it up. It's time to really lay it to rest. It's so important here because it's all good. You know, it's important to do the shadow work, but don't let it consume you to the point where it takes over your life. All right. Persephone eats the pomegranate seeds to dive down into Hades to do that dance with the devil in the pale moonlight and to integrate her shadow. But she has to remember to rise in the spring as core when everything grows and prospers. Okay. So you are meant to grow and you're meant to rise. So I feel like you're entering into 2024, wrapping up the last bit of the shadow work. It may have something to do with a really unhealthy relationship that took you to a very dark place. There's some remaining work you need to do here to close this cycle. But once this is closed, you move beyond this and you step into the light of a new beginning and a much more positive connection. Let's do a cut of the deck here. Yeah, this has something to do with a connection with a vampire, okay? This is a very parasitic-like energy. And this person may even really be into vampires. That might be their thing. They might be like a big goth. But this person, they don't know how to generate their own power. So what they do is they cord in to other people and drain them. It was 56 on the clock when I saw that. This person thinks they're real smart. They think they're working you, actually. And you need to pull a fast one on them and turn those tables, flip it up and reverse it like a game of Uno. If you think this person is going to change, they're not. This person is who they are. You've already learned this, and you don't need to learn this lesson again, right? Other side of this. And if you're smart and you cut this off, I feel like you need to lay this connection to the to rest. It's a very like parasitic kind of connection. This person just likes to cord into your power center and just, it's like an all day buffet for them. Let me tell you, they like to make you feel insecure. They have a way of putting you down, cutting you down to size, and it's so they can drain you of your power. All right. It's what's immobilizing you and preventing you from moving forward. You're still feeding this thing energy. Even if you keep looking back at it, thinking about it, you know, you're still feeding it energy. It's still getting fueled up by you. So it's time to really activate your emotional intelligence. And once you firmly cut the cord on this, let this thing go, release it. And maybe you need to formally release it, you know, do some kind of meaningful, create some kind of meaningful release ritual for yourself. Trust what your intuition tells you. And do something to really, you know, symbolically say, I'm done with this. And then, you know, apply it by changing what you're focusing on when it creeps into your consciousness. There's a need to pull your energy back because though this may have seemed like a real bad luck cycle that you were in, all right, you're getting to the other side of this. It's time to leave the shadows behind you because 2024 is the year that fortune meets opportunity. And luck is on your side, Virgo.